بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, good afternoon. Welcome to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Without further ado, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair for our next item on our today's agenda. Madam Chair, over to you.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I'll call on Honorable Fall to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. King of glory and peace, we praise your name this glorious day. Thou art worthy, thou art mighty. Your name alone is excellent, marvelous, and divine. Thank you for sparing our lives to see another dawn. We can do nothing on our own. Journey along with us as we go about our daily task. Bless all that we do, make the crooked paths straight for us. Be glorified in us today, and may the grace and peace from above dwell mightily upon us. Through Christ our Lord, we pray with praise and thanksgiving. Amen.
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness number 1 and number 2. You may kindly take your seats. You may kindly take your seat. Witness number 1 and number 2, may I remind you that you are both under oath, and I want to remind you that you are still under oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Madam Chair, over to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dibba.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Nyang.
Good afternoon, Ma.
You are both welcome.
Thank you.
Councillor
Thank you very much. Can the witnesses be shown the expenditure verification statement that that has been tendered by the mayor, the witness? So Nyang, do you recognize the document?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell the commission what that document is about?
This document is for the expenditure verification for 2023, from January to December 2023.
Yes. We also have the one for 2022. I believe it is also, it was submitted by the witness, Mr. Bensouda. The 2022 expenditure verification statement. So, yeah. Now, for the 2023 one, can you tell us who conducted that expenditure verification statement?
The verification was conducted by Foresight.
Foresight.
Yeah.
And who is Foresight?
The lead auditor for Foresight is Bakary Nyang. Is a company registered as auditors in the Gambia, and they are based in Bakau.
How were they contracted? I'm sure they were paid for this job, correct?
Sorry?
They were paid for this job?
Yes.
So how were they contracted? Do you know?
Yes. Basically, before the project is signed, an auditor is identified, a recognized auditing firm in the Gambia, and submitted to the European Union for approval. And basically then they are appointed to audit the action all throughout its action, all throughout its period. So they did year 1 audit, and this one is year 2 audit, and they are about to do year 3 audit.
All right. Now, what did they audit precisely? And what were the findings? Can you guide us through the verification, expenditure verification statement to tell us what the issues were that they looked into and what the findings were.
Yeah, basically, they have a terms of reference for EU financial verification and audit, which is given to them by the European Union. And that's the terms of reference that they use to do the work. It's not us who give them the work, but it's the European Union that gives them the work.
Now, my point is, did they conduct a comprehensive audit with respect to not only verifying expenditure, but thoroughly examining the monies and contractors that were contracted and monies paid, and whether they were in line with regulation? Did they do that?
To my understanding, it's part of their terms of reference, except we provide their terms of reference or we request their terms of reference, then we would know. But that's, I think, what they are supposed to do.
Yeah, now that you have the report, was that done? Do you know?
I believe as a qualified, specified auditor's firm, they should have done all what is in their terms of reference.
But was it done? Did they analyze the payments in relation to the financial and procurement regulations that are available in this country? For instance, you are expected to do your procurement in accordance with GPPA regulations. Now, did they look into that?
Yes.
Can you guide us through some of the findings in relation to procurement? I believe there's a summary of the findings there.
The substantive testing, page 21. Are you referring to the summary of findings?
I'm just trying to help you to say that the information that I have asked may perhaps also be contained in the summary of the findings. Summary of findings.
Yes, summary of findings, yes, we have summary of findings.
Is there any finding in relation to procurement? Madam Chair, do we know whether we have the 2022 budget as well? I've asked for it, and the expenditure verification statement.
Yes, there is findings on procurement.
Please read to us what the findings were in 2023.
It said instances of non-compliance with GPPA regulation and requirements of various signed contracts noted. Details provided under section 2.7.
Please refer to us to section 2, is it 207?
2.7.
2.7, yes. Refer us to 2.7 and read to the commission as to what it says.
Okay, section 2.7, compliance with procurement principles and nationality and of origin rules. As part of assessing compliance with GPPA procurement regulations, the following tests were carried out. A, test compliance with applicable procurement methods in line with GPPA threshold by reviewing and listing a single source contract. RFQs. B, reviewed the procurement process for tenders evaluated during the year to confirm that due process was carried out during the bidding, tender evaluation, and award of related contracts. C, checked where procurement requires GPPA prior approval, whether such approval was obtained accordingly. Checked adequately of the required documentations in respect of procurement activities. Check the alignment of related contracts to the bid submitted and negotiation minutes. Check compliance with requirements stated in various contracts, including payment terms, documentation. Findings. Preparation of architectural drawings. Selection of consultant to prepare architectural drawings and draft BOQ for the community transfer stations with sorting of recyclables for the amount of 90,000 was not done through request for proposal but was single sourced. B, development of training modules for teacher program.
No, let's start with the first one. Please kindly read it again.
Preparation of architectural drawings. The selection of consultants to prepare architectural drawings and draft BOQ for community transfer stations with sorting of recyclables.
Recyclables. Okay, recyclables, okay.
For an amount of $90,000, this was not done through request for proposal but was single sourced.
Where was that?
Why the architectural drawings was single sourced?
Yes.
Basically, to my understanding, is initially on this preparation of architectural drawings, firstly, it was conducted in-house, and basically there were errors in the BOQs, and they asked somebody else to do it. And that's the reason why it was single source. But by the time that we are doing this rectification, we've already tendered the contract.
But you approved it, the payment?
Yes.
And knowing fully well it was single sourced?
Yes.
And knowing fully well that will be against the procurement regulations?
No.
You did not know that it has to be subject to procurement regulation?
I do know it has to be subject to procurement regulations, but in these processes, it's like you would be advised accordingly. And when you are advised, and with timelines, you approve it.
So who advised you?
I must have received advice from the procurement unit.
That it can be single sourced?
Yes.
Have you acquainted yourself with the Procurement Act or regulation?
Yes, in up to a certain degree.
And what is the degree?
Basically of referring back to the manuals whenever it is necessary for me to refer to it.
Did you do
but
that?
Basically, this procurement, like it was a rectification that we needed an urgent for some expert to do it.
No, it was not a rectification. You had it done in-house, you said, correct?
The first one was done in-house.
Yes. Did you pay for that one?
Not to my knowledge.
You are sitting with Mr. Dibba. Mr. Dibba, was that one paid for?
No.
Okay, good. So which means money did not change hands. So now this is the first time, as far as procurement regulation is concerned, that you are charging from your your accounts to pay for the services to be done, so that you had to follow regulation. The right procurement method must be followed. So the second one,
Development of training modules for Teach the Teacher program.
Was it for the fact that proper procurement procedure was not followed, or was it because as a result of there was some technical problems with the BOQ? So I want you to clarify that point.
Yeah, what the auditor is saying here is
Is it an auditor or is it a finance person?
yeah, is an audit report.
I don't understand what
It's saying
Is it an audit report?
yes,
This document you are reading, is it an audit report?
yes, it's a draft audit report.
Is it?
A draft audit
What is your
report.
point?
Where is it stated that it's a draft? Because the document itself says verification of expenditure.
Yeah, it is engraved
In
in
okay.
the
Okay.
watermark.
All
The
right.
document has a watermark that is a draft.
We just wanted to. So
we
there is
have
no
this-
final document to that effect.
No, we have this submitted for review at present, and we are reviewing the document. So it's a management report at present. It's not completed. So we haven't responded yet to this.
All right,
document.
you can proceed with the. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, the second one.
Development of training modules for Teach the Teacher program. The contract for an international consultancy for the development of training modules for Teach the Teacher program on environmental sustainability.
Can you please draw the microphone closer to you?
Yeah, at an amount of $360,000, is 50% of contraction equivalent to $180,000 was made as an advance payment contrary to section 1452, which requires that where advance payment exceeds 20% of the contract sum, prior approval shall be sought from GPPA. No approval was obtained from GPPA. Section 1453 further requires that advance payment made under the procurement contract shall be made against a bank guarantee. No bank guarantee was provided in the case of the said advance payment under consideration.
And now, where was that the case?
To my understanding of this action, basically, if you look at the action, initially they said the Teach the Teacher program module should be developed by an international consultant. And the amount that was allocated for it was not adequate for that. And we went to the steering committee and they changed for us to source locally. So I believe the procurement here, when we were doing the procurement, they should have used at least 3 experts to source this out, and from there they choose one. The other query about the approval method and the advance method, basically is right. Maybe we don't know of it. But sometimes what happened in these instances is all these contracts are negotiated, and when they are negotiated, it's usually we send this to GPPA, then after is basically my understanding of what transpires is you send the documentation to GPPA and they advise on the compliance. So I think they do post-audit on most of this procurement. So as far as to the threshold is under 500,000. But what it says is, the auditor is saying here that it should be deemed that there should have been a guarantee and no guarantee is provided.
So you knew this before?
No.
How comes? When you assumed your role as the project director, you had told the commission that the project contract, I believe, stated that you should have access to the resources, correct?
Yes.
And based on that provision, we had asked you to provide to us the contract document. Do you have it here with you?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now we will have it admitted very soon. But because of that, you had to sit with the relevant authorities. You do not know who, you can't remember who the people that were involved at the time, and they gave you the mandate to have access to the funds, right? Yourself and the finance director or manager, Mr. Dibba, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, can we have the contract?
Yes?
Yep.
Are you
Yes.
requesting?
Yes,
Mr. Boja, can you assist?
Chair, we need the registrar or the assistant to be present.
Can you get the deputy, the Denver to come, please?
And I had asked for the 2022 expenditure verification statement.
Council Senghor, sorry, can you please check at the office of the registry?
We apply to tender the but this is an unsigned copy.
Yes.
Do you have a signed copy? And this only for lot 1? Or is it for the entire activities between the donor and KMC?
Yes, it's the main project narrative. It has other components. It has a budget and it has a log frame.
Okay.
Here is the budget and here is the log frame.
May I please see? We apply to tender the following documents. First is the project contract document. So Nyang, where is the original copy? Do you have the original copy of the contract?
Yes, we have it in, the one I have is in soft copy because it's been sent as a folder as the signed contract with all the annexes.
Yes, that is the one we want. I will still apply to have this to be admitted, but we want the signed one, if you can print it, and then resubmit tomorrow.
Okay, because what happened is we inquired and the project manager has submitted the signed copy of the project document in full. That's what I am informed. So
Submitted where? To the investigators?
yeah, to the investigators.
Okay, I had asked that if you have submitted anything to the investigators, you can contact them, because we have contacted them, they said they haven't received that. So if you have the signed copy, soft copy, you can just print it and you submit it tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do that.
Right. We apply to tender the contract document. It is an unsigned copy together with the budget and also the logical framework and activity matrix, Annex E3D, to be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit.
Mr. Nyang, the budget, is this the complete budget for the 3 million grant?
Yes, it's the complete budget for year one that you requested for.
Okay. The budget for the grant for year one, which total cost is 3,157,893,000 euro. 3,157,893,000 million euro. Sorry.
1,000 euro.
Yeah. Sorry.
3,157,000.
Yes, 3,157,893 million. 3,157,893
Euros. Okay.
euros. And the second document is the Annex 2 grant application form with reference European Aid 171273 DHACT stroke MULTI. This is the Local Authorities Partnership for Sustainable Cities 2021. The contracting authority is the European Commission. Mr. Nyang, this is Annex A2. Where is Annex A1?
Yeah, basically, the contract is a tender. Basically, is
No. I'm asking. This is Annex A2.
Yeah.
Is there any Annex A1?
Yes, the project document have annexes A1. Some are just forms.
Okay.
But this is the main description of the action, Annex A2, and the budget and the log frame.
So this is what is related to this. This Annex 2 is what is related to the budget.
Yeah. Yes. This Annex A2 is the description.
Is the description
of the action.
of the actual budget
Yeah. It's the
for year one.
narrative, yeah. For the whole project narrative.
For what?
The whole project narrative.
All right. Did you say for the whole project narrative?
Yeah, for the whole project narrative. Because the project starts from a concept note and it comes to the project narrative. So this is what has been evaluated and offered. Joyce,
the last document is that is the third document, is the logical framework and activity matrix.
yeah,
That is Annex F3D. This is also an extract, right?
yeah,
This is an extract from the main framework.
yeah. Basically, those three documents form the project document. It's not the whole complete contract document, but it's the project document. That's the narrative, the budget, and the log frame.
These three documents are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KMC/ASN/004.
As the commission please now have a look at the contract document, and please guide us as to the provision that requires that you have access to the resources, which you have interpreted to mean have access to the accounts.
Here, have this, please. Hello?
Let me read. It says on page the 10th page, that is on the 2.1.2 methodology, in bracket max 5 pages. It says the project will be led by a project director who is responsible for the overall coordination of project management, resources, equipment, and information. Sure, he will be supported by a project manager responsible for planning and overseeing project activities, ensuring that they are completed in a timely fashion and within budget. The project manager will be supported by 3 project officers. That is project officer for output 1, waste management; B, project officer output 2, environmental education; and C, project officer output 3, greening the city. The project officer will provide support on planning, design, and delivering of project activities of output 1, 2, and 3, respectively. A communications officer will be appointed whose responsibility includes planning and communication, related support for the efficient and effective execution of project activities. A finance officer who will be established, led by a finance manager who will reports directly to the project director. In her or his absence, the project manager. The finance manager will be supported by a finance officer who will report to her or him with responsibilities for the project's finances. The team will include a procurement and administrative officer with responsibility for administration. Now, do I go further?
No.
Is that all?
Yes.
So where did it say that you should have access to the project resources?
In the top part, it says the project will be led by a project director who is responsible for the overall coordination of project management, resources, equipment, and information.
Yes. So where did it say that you have to have access to the accounts, to manage the accounts?
It's the responsibility
Of what?
of project management,
Yes.
resources, equipment, and information.
Yes, but to have access to the accounts, to sign that these are specific responsibilities. Even in the Act, even in the Finance and Audit Act, it stipulates responsibility to certain individuals. These are normally expressed in documentation. So you are saying that the introductory part of it is what you have inferred to mean you should have access to the accounts?
Yes.
But you agree that it is not explicit?
No, it's not explicit, but project documentation and regulatory documentation, they are different. I was bound to use this project documentation for the implementation of the actions.
Yes.
So, but in implementing those actions, I have to have the access to the resources to implement those actions.
Yes. And you interpreted access to resources in your own interpretation to mean having the final say as to how much is withdrawn, how much is not withdrawn, how it is spent, and all that. I'm just asking. I do not say, I'm not saying that you should not have those powers now, right? I am saying that you both have agreed that the document in itself is not very clear, that you, the director, and the finance manager should be signatories to the accounts. That is a fact. Okay? So let me read again the introductory part. It says the project will be led by a project director who is responsible for the overall coordination of project management, resources, equipment, and information. So we know what coordination means. So if you are to coordinate, this is different from you being the person who has the direct and final approval of funds that are to be withdrawn. I mean, they gave it to you, KMC subsequently gave it to you. You did not act unlawfully, maybe, to say that it must be given to you. But the point here is, when they say that the donors requested that you and the finance manager be signatories, that would not be correct, because there are no express request to suggest or to dictate that you and Mr. Dibba should be signatories, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, if you assume this role, Mr. Nyang, together with Mr. Dibba, you have 3 million euros that are being spent for the development of the people in Carnifan, right? And you have, you've assumed the role to decide how each euro converted into dollars will be spent. Then you have the overall responsibility to acquaint yourself with procurement regulations to make sure everything is adhered to, right?
Yes.
This is primarily important because if you look at the 2022 expenditure and verification statement, there is a problem with respect to monies that could not be accounted for by way of supporting documents. Are you familiar with this? It's an amount of 765,000 euros that is classified as missing documentation on page 10 of the listing of the expenditure and verification of the project. Now, I'm not sure whether you have sorted this thing out. Have you?
It's not 770 something thousand. It's only 770
Sorry.
something euros. It's less than 1,000 euros.
765
Euros.
euros.
It's less than 1,000 euros.
Okay. Let me read it again. Yes, that's true. You're right. It says the verification carried out revealed the absence of supporting documents for a total amount of 765. Is the way it is written. It doesn't have the last two zeros. So this you are saying is in relation to only 765, right?
Yes.
Now, then where is Annex 3.4 of this document? Where it is attached, the findings. Let me just show you, because it has reference us to Annex 3.4, where the details are itemized, but we don't have that here.
The details of this operation is shown in Annex 3.4, number 1.
Please speak into the microphone.
Okay, this is the Mazars report. Well, basically, we understand that for the whole year, we were queried less than 1,000 euros, and we spent over €1 million. And we thought, it's tolerable, and we accepted the report, and it was signed off. So this is 2022. So the other one that we started discussing about was the draft 2023 report, which we haven't responded yet to the auditor.
Yes, that is why I'm not asking you about that one. Yeah. So for the 2022 one, was done by Mazars, correct?
Yeah.
Are they, is it a Gambian company?
No, Mazars is an international auditing firm. It's a French company with a subsidiary based in Senegal. They were appointed by the European Union to come and do the audit.
Did they audit the procurement activities?
They've done everything that I thought so. Like their focal point was Mr. Dibba, who is here.
So first, the 3.4 that we are referred to, do we have that attachment?
It was part of the previous submission I made, but still now, maybe tomorrow we can bring the 3.4. I don't know who submitted this one, because when I came here 3 months ago, I supplied you with another copy of this one that was in black and white. I think the 3.4 was there, but still now.
Was there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is submitted by the mayor.
Yeah.
We need you to help us with 3.4. So, and not only 3.4, you have 3.4, is it 3.3? The last page.
3. No. You have 3.2 here, but not 3.4.
3.2 and 3.4. The attachments.
Okay, I can submit them. 3.3 is the transaction.
Yes.
That is the list of the transactions. Yes, I can provide them.
Okay, so 3.4 is what should contain the 750
Yeah, the three.
euros.
So that one also, what happens is, the only difference between the master's audit and this other audit you are seeing is that for the master's, like, when they did the audit, their first findings, they put a comments column there. You will respond. If they are satisfied, you upload it online. If they are satisfied, they will tell you to upload the files for the supporting document, to review it, and they will remove them from the report, clean it, and give you another version of it again, maintaining the ones that they are satisfied with. So the correspondence will go ongoing. The final one is the one they will maintain, the last ones that we, because even these ones, we submitted the evidences, it's the receipts, delivery notes, good receipt notes, we submitted everything. So these other three they are querying. I even wanted to respond back. So Nyang and Silent to Dibba, you know what, these people also, they can't, what you want, you will not have that. They will not like clear everything. But for me personally, all the requests, the information they are requesting for are available. Because they are asking for the good received note. So I asked the project officer responsible to go to the vendor he procured the goods, and those informations are, everything is there. We upload it again, submit it. There were a list of queries. So these are the final three they maintain as the final audit. So I wanted to respond back, but the director and the manager said it is okay. So I told them that we agree on it. So the final version is sent.
Okay. So please help us, since you have it, yes, help us with those three. The Mazars auditing firm, they did not audit the procurement activities, did they? In fact, yes, they commented that you guys, as far as they are concerned, you should have stick with the European Union auditing procurement regulations as opposed to the GPPA, correct?
Yeah. What happened was, when the project started newly, because for me personally, I once worked under an EU project.
Right.
So I was conversant with it from SOS. So I wanted us to go for under the EU procedures. And very simple, because those ones, you don't have to go to this GPPA for approval and stuff. Because the manual is there that you will follow. You make sure you are in line. When auditors come, they audit you according to the manual. Unless if it is more than, I think, 500,000 euros, you have to go to EU for approval. But less than that, which 80% of procurements are within the normal range, we can approve at our own end. But the team agreed that we do the GPPA procedures because that's what they are used to, they are familiar with, and that's what we follow the whole process. So they audited the staffing, the staff files were audited.
No, before that, my point is, they had highlighted that yes, you were following GPPA.
Yes.
As opposed to the EU regulation.
Yes.
If you look at the summary of the procurement findings, you'll see it there.
Yes.
Just check it, please, and confirm.
No, I agree because I have an engagement with them. I understand.
No, it's just for the purpose of the hearing.
On which page?
It should be on the cover. Under procurement. Are you there?
Yes.
Can you please read it?
That's what I'm checking. I think I'm not there.
May I please? Let me help you, please.
Okay.
It's under risk analysis.
Okay.
Outcome and risk analysis 2.1, where you have procurement procedure risk number 3.
procurement procedures. Risk number 3, risk of non-compliance with the procurement procedures. 7 contracts have been awarded in accordance with the procurement procedures of the Gambia Procurement Code for a total number of $63,134,843. In euros, 1,052,247 euros, 0.38. KMC uses its own public procurement procedures, GPPA. As a result, there is a risk that risks of European principles and rules may not be fully aligned with the procedures used. We will ensure that the EU principles and rules of eligibility, nationality, and origin are respected in accordance with the general conditions. In particular, Annex IV, procurement by grant beneficiaries in the context of European Union external actions. On the risk mitigation factors, the beneficiary uses a national procurement procedure with validation in the form of a non-objection opinion from the public procurement authority at each stage of the process. This procedure respects and is much more restrictive than the principles of the European Union.
Yeah, so what does it say in the finding there?
Yes, basically, I've not seen a big findings here.
So Nyang, you want to answer?
Yeah.
What are they saying, the auditors?
To my understanding, this is like methodology that they said the GPPA rules are more restrictive than the EU ones.
Yes.
So the GPPA rules are tougher than the EU ones. So
Yes.
Like that's my understanding.
And they prefer that you use the EU ones?
No, basically they identified the risks and they put up the risk mitigation factors.
Now,
Like the risk analysis is what they've done.
yes.
But basically, in the risk analysis, what they are saying is we are using a methodology which is more restrictive, which is more stringent than
Yes.
the EU ones. So it could have been more easier for us to use the EU rules.
So the preference is the EU rules.
For them, they would have preferred us
That's
to
what I'm
use the
saying.
EU rules, which is
That's my point. The
which is
preference
less
seems,
restrictive.
yes, the preference is the EU rules, right?
Yeah. The answer to that, why did we use the GPPA rules? Because
Why?
like, why do we use the GPPA rules? Because they are proxy and it's easy to
No,
have.
you should use them. In fact, the law says that the Gambian regulations are the ones that you should use. You can't be in the Gambia and you're using a law that is somewhere outside the Gambia. That is not binding in this country. It doesn't make sense. But the issue here is, when they made that finding, did they examine the procurement activities of that you have done using the GPPA rules and regulations? Did they do that?
Yes.
Do they have findings there? Do they have finding columns there in that report?
I think in the initial draft, the findings will be there, but along the way, if you respond, if they are satisfied, they remove it from the findings. There's another one.
So we don't have any finding column in that report. Do we have a finding column in relation to your activities?
No, there's no finding columns here.
Okay. So it is more of a expenditure verification than an in-depth analysis of the regulations that you are to follow. The report itself. I don't know what transpired behind closed doors. If you have evidence of what they have sent to you via email for you to respond, the findings that they have highlighted and that you have responded to those findings, you can present them.
Okay.
All right? But the report as it stands, you don't see a column for the analysis of the expenditure per se. You just have evidence of expenditure, but you don't have anywhere that it has been scrutinized to see whether they are in line with GPA regulations or other domestic regulations.
Okay, maybe I can send you the previous queries they raised. Those under those queries, the findings
No,
are
you
there.
bring it here.
Yeah.
Let me have that report. You just bring it tomorrow.
Yeah. Just like where you have the annex 3.4.
Yes.
So it is a long list. As you go, errors have been addressed, they remove it. So this is the final 3 that they decide to maintain.
Let me see the. Now, Mr. Nyang, I have a sample of vouchers that I want to show you. There were payments made that I want you to help us in relation to providing us with information as to the decision that was taken in procurement activities. We have voucher number 23098. Yes. You recognize that voucher?
Yes, we did.
You do?
Yes.
We have 23089.
Um, 098.
Yes, there's another one. We also have 23068 and 23064.
Yes, I've seen the vouchers.
May I please have the vouchers so that I can have it admitted? We apply to the following vouchers. PV number 23068, 23064, 23089, and 23098 to be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit.
The first payment voucher is dated the 28th of April 2023. It has PV number PV 23-068. The second one is also dated the 28th of April 2023. It has PV number PV 23-064. The payment voucher dated the 2nd of June 2023. It has PV number PV 23-089. And the final payment voucher is dated the 13th of June 2023 with PV number PV 23-098. These 4 payment vouchers are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KMC/ASN/005.
As the Commission pleases. Now, Mr. Nyang, Mr. Dibba, you've paid a consultant, SKM Environmental. The voucher number is 23089 on the 2nd of June 2023. An amount of $180,000. Do you mind guiding us through the process? What was that payment for?
The payment was for consultancy to develop a training module for sustainable living practices.
And who was the consultant? It should be on the voucher itself.
SKM Environmental is a consultancy firm.
How many farms were contacted for this? Dibba, do you know?
What I'm seeing here, is only one farm was contacted.
Mr. Dibba, do you confirm that?
No, I'm seeing 3 invoices here. The other one, the first one is Lamder. The second one, Patek Solutions, and the third one is SKM Environmental.
Contacted. You would have sent a request for a proposal. You would have contacted them to invite them to send proposals, and they would have sent 3 proposals.
Yeah, I believe that is what was done. Because I'm seeing 3 invoices here.
Yes, but where is the evidence of communication between from you to them, to those 3?
But even if that is available, I don't think that is usually on the form here.
No, let's first establish the fact as to whether it was whether it was done or not. Did you write to them or using the forms that are necessary to sort these proposals from them? The law says a minimum of 3.
Yes.
Procurement regulations, right? So
Yes.
how can you
Yeah.
obtain invoices without having the proposal sent? And is this not for consultancy contract?
Yes, so I believe the persons who did the sourcing will be in better position to, because they engage.
But you guys approved it. If you
Yes.
approve it, you should know whether they have followed the process or not.
Yes, but you know, we all have our TOR, so because like, if it is for consultancy, I believe the project officer in charge of education and the procurement will do the needful.
No.
Because they are the ones who will engage the vendors.
So whatever they do, you have no choice but to approve?
No, we have a choice.
What is your choice? What is the discretion you have?
For me, usually I will check it against the budget first, whether the activity is in line.
Okay.
If it is in line, I look at this one is within the ceiling of 3 quotations.
All right.
If that is established.
It's not a quotation, it's proposal.
There are 3
it's consultancy. There should not have been an invoice of that nature. There should have been proposals sent, technical and financial.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying, but you can disagree. It's not a problem.
No, I'm not disagreeing.
It's just to aid the commission, you and I.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yes.
So,
Mr. Nyang, were proposals sent? Request for proposals sent to?
Yeah, basically, what is in the documentation, the request for proposal was shot from 3 farms, but the only one farm which have done the job, that's the one the proposal is in the documentation.
Okay, and we don't have evidence of the request for proposal sent to the 3? Do we have that?
No.
Okay, and so if we don't have the request for proposal sent, then we can't say for sure that the 3 farms were contacted, because we don't have evidence of that, correct?
In the documentation, the 3 farms are mentioned. But,
Yes.
Like we don't have evidence of that.
Exactly, so that if we don't have evidence of that, the idea is to make sure you compare and contrast. You do your analysis to see the 3 proposals, which one is better. Is that not the case? And you choose from the 3. But if not, it can be a suspected fraudulent activity wherein you just go and get 3 quotations, 3 invoices, and it's okay. And how much is paid? On the voucher, the first page will tell you the amount.
$180,000.
Being part payment.
Yeah, being part payment.
That's how many percent of the contract sum?
That's 50%.
Okay. Was that the first payment?
Basically, it says payment for consultancy to develop the module.
Please kindly speak into the microphone.
Yes, it's 50% payment.
Let me have it.
The total invoice sum is $360,000.
Nyang, the KEPT project did not follow the procurement regulation in relation to consultancy services. Do you understand that? Do you agree with that?
Yes, in the referred cases.
Yes. Yes. Not all cases. There are cases that you have followed procurement regulations. So the contract that was given to or payments made to SKM Environmental would not have been proper because of the lack of due adherence to procurement regulations. And this 50% payment, advance payment, what is it based on? You know, previously we had discussed the idea of 20% payment. So what is this 50% based on?
The advance payment was negotiated to facilitate the activity.
How was it negotiated?
Basically, in the contract, it would be specified that 50% payment is what is agreed, because basically what happens is in services, we negotiate on the deliverables. That basically sometimes it's not an advance payment, but is a payment after some report have been submitted. For example, after the inception report, and you are paid a certain percentage of your contract sum.
One of the Lamdar, right? Lamdar, one of the supposed bidders, the business that they do, according to the GPPA certificate they have in 2023, is goods and services. Goods and services. How do they fit in to consultancy services? To be able to develop training modules on sustainable living practices.
Basically, what I know is there is some freelance consultants who would use others who have registered for goods and services at GPPA,
yes,
to bid for services.
Right.
So it might be the case, but I've seen it on the documentation. But the only proposal substantive that we've seen here right now is from SKM Environmental.
Yes. So SK Environmental were handpicked. They were handpicked. That is the issue. Because Lamdar could not be a competitor, because Lamdar doesn't engage in this kind of business. You understand that? So the person that was looking for these three quotations, which should have been proposals, was just getting an invoice and just attaching it to the vouchers to justify that they have had three quotations, right? But Lamdar, when I saw the name, I know we have seen Lamdar quite often. It says goods and services. They don't have any business to do with consultancy. And so therefore you haven't had three proposals sufficient enough. It's the minimum requirement. Let me give it to you back so you can confirm what I'm saying regarding Lamdar. So if you don't have the three minimum proposals, you can't go ahead with the procurement without having clearance from the authority. Do you see Lamdar?
Yes.
Please, the microphone. What does it say? The certificate? Last pages.
Last page.
Yes. One of the last pages, you will see GPPA certificate.
Type of business, goods and services only.
So it's not a consultancy firm.
No,
Going by the certificate.
not a consultancy firm.
Good. Now, apart from Lamdar, who is the other one?
SKM Environmental.
Yes, we see.
Those and consultancy.
Did they register? SK?
Yes, they
Okay.
do consultancy.
And the second one?
That's the only two registration I've seen here. But the third competing firm, its name on the forms. Papatex Solution.
Mr. Nyang,
Yes, please.
are you affiliated with SKM?
S?
KM Environmental.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Who is SKM Environmental?
To my understanding, is Dr. Sanyang.
And who is Dr. Sanyang?
He was a lecturer at the University of the Gambia.
Yes,
Now
have you
he's
known
the-
Dr. Sanyang before?
No, I don't know Dr. Sanyang before.
Okay, we will deal with it at some point. The third one, you said?
The third one is called Papatex.
It's called?
Papatex Solution.
Do they have their certificate present?
No,
Do we know what they do, what they engage in?
no, I don't.
So if you could not have the minimum, should you proceed with this procurement? The regulation says, let me read to you.
My understanding of giving approval was all due diligence was done.
Was what?
All due diligence was done.
Were you assuming that, or were you supposed to confirm that?
Basically, I assume.
Were you supposed to confirm, or you were supposed to assume?
Yeah, it's a process in which it comes through a process
Yeah.
in which all officers have qualified that
Yes.
the procurement process has been done in accordance.
True.
And there was no doubt that the selected firm
Right.
would do the job,
Yes.
and they have done a very wonderful job.
We don't know about that. We don't know whether someone else could have done a better job. We don't know whether they have overcharged, that someone else could have charged less and do a better job. That is the essence of procurement. Value for money. Having the best service at the most reasonable sum.
I do understand too that we do face certain circumstances in the Gambia in which people would express interest in responding to a procurement activity, and at the end they would not respond. So one individual would only respond.
We don't have evidence of that here. It's just a case-by-case basis. The minimum is 3. Let me read to you subpart 2. It talks about procedures for procurement of consulting services, right? It says 94. Scope of request for the proposals method. Regulations part 2 present the procedures to be followed in the case of request for proposals method, provides a competitive process among shortlisted firms that takes into account the quality of the proposals and, when applicable, the cost of the services in the selection of the successful service provider. You have 2, a procuring organization shall submit a request for proposal for the approval to the authority as applicable. That was not done here, correct?
Yes.
3, after the procedures for solicitation of participation, the first stage involves an assessment of quality and technical aspects of proposals. Was that done? You could not have done that because you do not meet the minimum 3 required to do the assessment.
Yes, we've done an assessment, but there were no 3. It was only 1 which was submitted.
That's what I'm saying. So you could not have done the minimum of 3
Minimum of
to
3.
assess them, right?
What I want to inquire, is there any threshold in that, in the provision of services for consultancy?
This is the guideline I am reading you. This is the guideline. This is the step that you are to follow if you are to award a contract on or in relation to consultancy, right? You can also cross-check it and then you can come up with your own understanding. Now, 95 says a short list of at least 3 but not more than 6 bidders who possesses the necessary professional and technical qualifications and competence, financial resources, equipment, equipment and other physical facilities. Managerial capability, experience in the procurement object, reputation and personnel to perform the contract shall be prepared. 2, in order to establish a shortlist, a procurement organization may seek expression of interest by publishing a non-binding notice with the information described in sub 1. Now, the procedure here have just been, was flouted at the very beginning, where you failed to meet the minimum requirement. And to tell you, if you contract or incur expenses without following due process, that would be serious, Mr. Nyang. Do you have anything to say on that before I proceed to the next voucher?
No.
The voucher 23064 is the second payment for the construction of 4 community children playing ground. The amount paid to Scope Enterprise is $1,353,120. Please confirm the figures and advise us as to the commission as to the procurement method that was followed. What is that payment for?
The payment is a request for a second payment, which means that a payment has been done. And
Paid to
Scoop
Enterprise.
Enterprise.
Okay, the first payment is here. Is it for the, what was that one for?
This was for, just a minute. Construction of 4 community children playing grounds.
Yes. Now, do we know whether there is a method of procurement that was followed in that one for Scope to be awarded the contract?
Yes, there was, because it was tendered. They applied, and they went through an evaluation, and an offer was done to them.
Okay. Would you mind to assist us with the process, either now or we can allow you tomorrow to guide us through that one?
Yeah, the process was, I could remember that this, it was advertised, it was advertised in the newspapers, or it was, but
Seems
to me, it
this
was
is the, let me
was
show you,
advertised in the newspapers.
let me show you voucher number 22166. You can tell us whether this is the first payment is relation to 60% advance payment for construction of parks with children playing ground at Bakau and Talending. What is that? Is that the same one?
No, they are not the same.
It's different, okay.
They are different.
Now go ahead.
So basically, a contract process was done, and they became the most responsive bidder.
Would you be able to guide us through the process, the procurement process, and of course evidence of documentation in relation to the procurement process that was followed and GPP approvals therein?
Yes, I would contact the procurement unit of Dibba would contact the procurement unit to.
We will need that to be done by tomorrow. when you come back tomorrow?
Procurement of scoops for packs.
So we need that to be done by tomorrow. So is it Lahaiba? Mr. Scope Enterprise were given the contract for all the children playground.
Yes.
Mr. Dibba?
Yes.
And this passed through bidding process?
Yes, it was tendered.
Tendered?
Yeah.
Okay, it will need you to provide us with the documentation, right?
The contract file is there.
Okay. So you will help us with it?
Yes.
And the other competitors as well. We have the construction of boreholes at Kanifing Estate, Koto, Bakote, and Bundung Park, each one borehole. Do you recall this?
Yes.
Was this also subjected to bidding process?
No.
Why?
It was an omission to the contract, and an addendum to the contract was made subsequently for them to do the boreholes, because boreholes were not put first in the first bid.
Yes.
So, and they realized that there were no water in those areas, and they should have a borehole, and it was added into the works.
And they were paid, Scope was paid $940,000. That's the budget,
that's
2, 3.
That's the amount for the 4 boreholes.
But if it was not in the initial contract, why did you not just roll it out again?
Sorry?
Why was it not rolled out again? Did the normal usual process followed?
No, it was deemed as an additionality. It was an omission to the contract. It was supposed to be in the initial contract.
Is that legal? Is that allowed in procurement?
Yes.
How?
There is
Where?
a process to follow.
Where? Where can you aid the commission to show that because it was omitted and there was a need to have boreholes for each of these parks or children playground, Kanifing Estate, Koto Bakote and Bundung Park, it was just okay or normal or legal to pass it through Scope Enterprise and pay $940,000 without following due process? Do you have your justification for this?
Yeah, it's usually part of the process that when the supervisor identifies an additionality
Where is it?
to the contract, we accept it.
Refer us to the regulation.
To the documentation.
Refer us to the regulation.
I can't do that offhand, but there is, if I could remember, like this was an approval from the supervisors that the place needs water.
Yes.
And the water provision was negotiated with the contractor, I think for approximately 240 for each borehole, complete set, and it was approved.
Okay, Mr. Nyang, let me come in at this point. The project actually, as you have told this commission, is a project that is anchored in the three-pillar structure, which is waste management, which is the core technical focus. Is that not it? The second is education, which is the awareness raising and behavioral change. And the third is tree planting and parks management. So knowing how EU works, if you want to incorporate or if you want to add on to any subsequent component that is not what was planned, you will have to request for no objection for that particular activity. And you know the process that is followed to get that done. Do you have that evidence to show us that even though it's not part of what has been defined in the project?
Yeah, in this instance.
Do you have the evidence? Do you have the evidence?
In this instance, is the parks were designed. We have a specific cost to construct a park.
Yeah.
So, but what is in the park? We are not told what is in the park. So we have to design the park, and after designing the park, to construct the park. But when
No,
they
I'm just asking you whether the borehole that you did, was it part of what was provided for? Because the project is a well-structured project, itemizing everything that you needed to have done or you're supposed to do. Is it part of it? That is what we are asking.
I would say yes, because water needs to be provided.
Yes, but is it provided for in the documentation? We just want to see evidence whether it is provided for in the documentation.
Yeah, at the design, because there was somebody who is supposed to do the design, and the omission was done at the design.
In the deliverables, is it contained in the deliverables?
The parks is the deliverable. The complete park is the deliverable.
But in that distance, the parks management, is it contained in the deliverables? Because it's a cost element. So of course you will have to identify it in the budget, and it will reflect in the deliverables.
Yeah, in operationalization of that activity.
No. I'm not asking you to give me technical explanation. I'm just asking you whether this was contained in the deliverables as a component to say that this is what is in the budget and the deliverables is to provide boreholes. Is it contained in your documentation?
No, ma. The deliverable is to provide a park for access to children and adults as a community amenity.
Thank you. Now, also, before I hand you back to Council, what is the counterpart funding made by KMC? What was KMC's contribution to the fund? What is the quantified sum?
Just to
Please speak into the mic, yes.
Yeah, to clarify, the finance director has just highlighted that amenities is part of the deliverables, lighting and water.
Lighting and
for
water.
each park should be provided.
Yes. So what was budgeted for in that place?
For lighting and water.
Look at 6.1.6. Please, for the purpose of the record, we want you to speak into the microphone.
Yeah.
So your answers to the chairperson will be recorded.
Yes, what was budgeted for was 20,000 euros per park.
So in that, is it itemized?
Yes, it is.
Where is it?
It said 20,000 euros per park could be spent on lightening and water. So, like basically, what we bulk it, and it becomes the budget of each park.
All right, we'll look at that vis-a-vis with the expenditures and the lightening, the evidence on that.
Further, you were asking about the co-financing element.
Yes.
Basically, KMC...
It's contribution, I meant to say.
Yes, KMC's contribution to the project is 5% of the project sum.
Yes.
Which
is
157,000 euros.
Yes.
And is an in-kind contribution.
Yes.
Of course, further to that, there is more other commitments for KMC.
The in-kind contribution, was it quantified and agreed upon?
Yes, it was quantified and agreed upon as the services that they add, the other.
So, yes, okay.
Like, for example, the office, they provide other aspects like electricity and water and the staff's time contribution to the project. Okay. For example, like the caretakers, the directors, the councillors, all of them, because normally.
So let me sorry to intervene. So the KMC provided the staffing and they employed the staff. to run the project, correct?
No, the project employed the staff to run the project, but you know, like for example, like when we are doing this work, all of our works contracts are supervised by the Directorate of Planning. So all the Directorate of Planning staffs are contributing towards the project. So those are the time that would be used to add as co-financing to the project. And there are many others, you know, all the directorate, for example, the Director of Finance, you know, like the Procurement Officer, the Director of Admin, the CEO, all of them, their time that they are putting into the project is classified as co-financing. So
Okay,
normally,
was it the steering committee that determined the salaries of the staff?
no, the salaries of the staff is predetermined by the project.
How did the project determine the staff? Because before the project comes in, you must have a body that will determine who is coming in and how much is going to be paid to those people. So which body determined the salary structure of the staff of the project?
In projects, when the projects...
No, tell me which body made the determination for the staffing of the project and the emoluments?
I think it was determined by KMC when they were accessing the funds. When they are writing to the European Union for the grant, they send in a budget that they recommend to the European Union.
So you must have documents showing their proposal as to the list of staffs and the salaries they are going to be paid.
Yeah,
that must have been sent.
Yeah,
so please, Mr. Dibba, provide us with that information.
That's the budget we provided to you today.
Yeah.
That's the budget for the project, the original budget of the project at proposal.
Okay, so it's contained in the budget?
Yes.
Yes, for all the staff?
Yes.
Thank you. Patrick, you may proceed.
Mr. Nyang,
Yes, please.
when you single source this $940,000 payment for the drilling of the boreholes, you are supposed to subject this to procurement regulations.
No, we don't single source the boreholes. It was an omission into a contract, and provision was made to add it to the contract for it to happen. So these things do happen. For example, like you would be having a works contract and you find out that, you know, like the BOQ doesn't include, you know, the windows. So basically, you know, you don't go and do that, you know, as another bid. But basically, the supervisor would recommend that these things should have been there, and it is not.
Where? Mr. Nyang, what you are saying, where is it captured? Where?
All the parks should have water. And
No.
water
I'm not. We are not talking about the need to have water. We are talking about what was approved. Should GPA approve a particular request for procurement, the request would have just approved what is applied for. Now, if you omit anything, you have to subject it back to procurement. That's how it works. So if you are saying because it was an omission, and so therefore it is just okay that it's allowed that you give it back to scope, we want you to show us where the regulations allow that. It's as simple as that.
This is a works contract. So in works, what actually happened is, like,
refer us to the regulation. You have the GPPA Act and regulation where it is backing up what you are saying, that should you have a works contract and there are omissions, you don't need to go back and subject it to bidding. You want to just see it. Do you have that?
No.
Does it exist in the GPPA Act or regulation?
No, it should exist.
No, not whether it should exist in your mind. We all think as to what should be normal in a certain circumstance all the time. We want to know what obtains.
I would refer to the EU financial
No.
rules
This
and,
is GPPA.
No, but we use both, as I said.
This,
because
you
like-
said it was standard, correct?
Yes.
Was it, did you follow GPA in tendering this?
Sorry?
Did you follow the GPPA regulations in this process?
Yes.
We want to know now if the options were made, then we stick with the GPPA regulations for this one.
Yes, we stick with the GBPA regulation.
For this one, it's
but
like I said, it's a case by case basis.
Yeah, but still now, to my understanding of a works contract is when there are omissions. on
Where
a
is it
works
stated?
contract.
Where? You see, your understanding is okay, but so long as it is in line with regulation.
We would find out and let you know.
Mr. Nyang, you have here until tomorrow. The issue here is you could not have authorized the payment of $940,000 because it had to pass through the normal procurement process. That is it. Now you have the another voucher 223098 where MJ20 were paid $616,284 is for being 60% first installment payment for construction of 7 waste enclosures at KMC Market and the Women's Gardens. The contract sum is $1,193,808. Do you recall this?
Yes.
Was it a subject? Were there bidders for this?
Yes, there were bidders for it.
How many bidders?
It would be minimum of 3 bidders.
Minimum of 3 bidders. Why? Did you advertise this?
Yes, it should be advertised.
Let me show you the voucher. And if there are other supporting documents that you have that is not attached to the voucher, you can tell us. You can jointly check it with Mr. Dibba.
It was standard.
Okay, please give us the information that was with respect to the process that was followed.
The same process as normal. It was advertised on newspapers, so bidders apply.
How many bidders?
That one, maybe tomorrow, if you are bringing the file for scope, I can bring the contract file for tender also.
Okay.
For MJ20 as well.
Very well. So we'll wait for that.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Dibba, can you also bring us the outcomes?
The outcomes?
Yes, the KPIs.
Okay. Director, you can step in.
Yes. I believe you have the KPIs, right?
You mean our reporting, our annual reports?
Yes, it's the outcomes. Whether
Yes.
you were able to, yes.
I have one from the project manager today.
Yes. So put them together so that tomorrow we can have them.
For 2020,
We have
For
all of them.
2022, huh?
2 is here, 3 is also here as well.
Okay.
We have all of them here today. They are
Yes,
all
okay.
available.
Let's have them. And also, do you have the regular progress reports?
Yes, that's the regular progress reports that we are talking about.
Okay.
Let them have it. Let me see.
Wait, when they ask for it.
Now, I just want to be enlightened. The progress reports, are they one and the same with the KPIs? Because the KPIs specifically, they are supposed to give you the quantifiable outcomes, right? Specific quantifiable outcomes.
Yeah,
And the progress report is a general report telling you, you understand, stages of implementation and all that stuff, and what are the
in
challenges.
in EU terms, they said annual progress report.
So are they different, or are they one and the same?
They
The
are the
progress
same.
report or the KPI, are they?
They are all the same.
They are
but
the same.
It's annual.
Based on, it's not annual, because under the AU rules, you must be providing progress reports quarterly, depending on what the deliverables are. Is that not the case?
But here the rule says we produce annual reports to the European Union. And
You don't provide quarterly reports.
No, we provide annual report to the European Union, and those annual reports are benchmarked to the indicators in the log frame. And basically, at the end of every year, when you produce your annual report, they assess it and accept it and approve it. And it's the basis for your continuation for the next year's action.
Well, looking at your statement, I may be wrong. My understanding in reading your statement is that as part of stakeholder communication and reporting, you act as the primary point of contact for the European Union and other stakeholders. And you are responsible for preparing and presenting regular progress reports to the project steering committee and the EU. Is that not the case? Based on what you told us in your statement.
Yes, that's the case.
So were you producing these reports?
Yeah, we do produce those reports at the
so where are those
steering
reports?
committee level. So
where are those reports?
The steering committee reports are
yes.
available.
Yes, so please provide them tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Let us have these documents admitted, the ones that you said you have. Mr. Buja?
We apply to 10 different documents.
Okay, you already have.
First is a report on Carnifing Environment Transformation Program from 2022 to 2024. The second is the annual yearly report 2023. The third, the annual yearly report. As of December 2022.
The annual yearly 2023 report from the Carnifing Environmental Transformation Program. This is dated December 2023. The annual yearly report, this one is dated December 2022, which is for the same project, which is the Carnifing Environmental Transformation Program. And the third one is the 2022 to 2024 report on Carnifing Environmental Transformation Program at Aboko Community Swampy Zone. This is presented by Mariama Manjang, Sehu Koli, and Jenaba Koli. These three reports are admitted together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KMC/ASN/006.
As the Commission please, can you please, do you have any exhibit with you? Please hand over the exhibits, Mr. Dibba, before you go with my exhibits. Do you have any? Yes.
There's one there. So the reports we submitted right now, the one for Abuko is in relation to yesterday, on Thursday, sorry, rather, about the 3 seedlings procure.
Okay.
The activity report is there. That's the one for Abuko.
The activity report?
Yeah, for the implementation of those the 3 seedlings procure.
But I had said that you should provide evidence of receipt of this.
Yeah, no, the receipts are there. So what happened was the logbook where the project officer, once the goods are delivered
Yes.
by the procurement, there's a logbook the project officer usually sends.
Yes.
So this morning I forgot the logbook at the office, so maybe tomorrow we'll bring it. But this report also, he shared this report with me, for the one for Abuko, so I put that in the file. So
Yes.
for the logbook, I forgot to bring it along.
We will examine the report.
Okay,
We want to see the logbook.
no problem.
Even though the requirement is not to have a logbook, the requirement is to have goods received note or the delivery note, but still to see see what you have.
Those ones are there, but they were not quantified.
Yes,
so, but
yes.
in the logbook, at least they are quantified there and signed.
That's exactly what we said.
Yes, thank you.
This is a convenient point, unless there are questions.
Thank you.